Alright, so in this lesson, your goal is I can use my knowledge of area to solve real-world problems. So we're not going to be focusing on any new formulas, but we are going to still use all of the formulas for area that we have for all of the quadrilaterals and the triangles, and we're going to mix them together in order to solve some real-world situations. Alright, so let's take a look at the first example. So a contractor builds a house on a rectangular plot of land, and you can kind of see this rectangle right here. It's 50 feet wide, right here, and 150 feet long, right here. The footprint of the house is shown on the contractor's blueprint. So this right here is the house, okay? And then the big rectangle is the land. How much land is left on the plot that is not covered by the house? And another way of looking at this is what is the shaded area of the picture? Now, in order to do that, the easiest way is to start big and go small. So you first want to calculate the area of the large shape, and then we're going to calculate the area of the small shape, and we're going to subtract them. Alright, so first we have the rectangle. The area for rectangle is area equals base times height. So area equals, we have a base of 150, and we have a height of 50. And when you multiply 150 and 50, you should get 7,500. So area equals 7,500, okay? Now, we have a compound figure here, and so it looks like the easiest way to do this would be to separate it right there, but again, we could have done it a different way, okay? So we have this rectangle right here. Area equals base times height, so area equals, the base here is 30, and the height is 40. So we're going to go ahead and calculate that, and 30 times 40 is going to give us 1,200. Okay, so we've done this, and now we need to take care of this. And it looks like this has a base of 10 and a height of 10. So we have area equals base times height. Area equals 10 times 10. So area equals 100. Now what we need to do in order to find the shaded area is take this and subtract it from the overall rectangle. So we're going to do 7,500 minus 1,200, which is going to give us 6,300, and then 6,300 minus 100, which is going to give us 6,200 feet to the second power. And that is it. Alright, let's take a look at another example. So the science class is planting tulips this spring for a school project. The shaded area represents the tulips. What is the area of the garden that is not covered by tulips? So in this case, they want the white area on the picture. Usually it's the shaded area, but this time it says that they want the part that's not covered by tulips. So remember what I told you, we're going to start big and then we'll subtract, okay? So first, let's find the area of this big rectangle, okay? So area equals base times height. Area equals, the base is 15, the height is 6. So area equals 15 times 6 is going to be 90, okay? Now we have this triangle here that we need to get rid of, okay? So the formula for a triangle is area equals base times height times 0.5. So area equals, the base of this triangle is the entire length of the rectangle, so that's going to be 15. The height of the triangle is the entire height of the rectangle, so that's going to be 6, and then 0.5. So in this case, your area is going to equal 45. Now we're not done, we need to go ahead and subtract the 2. So 90 minus 45 is going to equal 45 feet squared. and that is the area that is not covered by the tulips. All right, let's look at another example. Below is a blueprint of Antonio's back deck that he plans to stain. A pint of stain covers 30 square feet. How many quarts will Antonio need to purchase? So here we have another compound figure, okay? But it's not just asking us to find the area, that's step one. It's going to ask us how many quarts of paint he needs to purchase. So first, let's see how we can divide this up. So I see a rectangle right here, and then I see a rectangle and a triangle right here. So I have a rectangle, and a triangle, okay? So let me work with my rectangles first. Area equals base times height. Area equals, I'm going to do this guy right here first. It has a base of 6 and a height of 4. So area equals 24. And I'm even going to write a 24 in here, okay? I'm now going to take care of this rectangle. Area equals base times height. Area equals base of 10, height of 7. Area equals 70. So this one right here is 70. And now I'm going to take care of my triangle, okay? Area equals base times height times 0.5. Area equals, the base of the triangle is the same size as this base, so it's going to be 6. And the height of this triangle is the same height as this, so it's going to be 7 times 0.5. So area equals, this should be 21, okay? Now, let's add all these together. So we have 24 plus 70 plus 21. When you put all that in the calculator, you're going to get 115 feet to the second power. But that is not our answer, okay? Now, go back to the problem. I just found a little typo. Here it's asking for pints, and here it's asking for quarts. We're not going to do converting units, so cross out a pint there and write a quart. So a quart of stain covers 30 square feet. How many quarts will he need to purchase? Okay, so now if 1 quart covers 30 square feet, how many times does 30 go into 115? We'll do 115 divided by 30. And you're going to get a repeating decimal that looks a little bit something like this. And it's going to go on and on and on forever. Now, you cannot buy 0.833333333 of a quart, okay? And so how many quarts will he need to buy? He will need to buy 4 quarts. Okay? All right. So this is going to be the last practice problem, and this one will take a little while. So a painter needs to paint the front of a house. To determine how much paint he will need, he must figure out the area that will be painted. What is the area the painter must paint, represented by the shaded area of the figure on the right? And we're going to focus on the purple shaded area. I know that the door is shaded in green, but we're only going to be focusing on the purple, okay? So first, what we need to do, we need to start big and go smaller, okay? So first, if we look at just the house, we have a triangle at the top of the house here, and we have a rectangle. So let's first determine the area of the total front of the house. So area equals base times height times 0.5, okay? Area equals, so the base of this triangle is going to be the same as this, which is 34. The height of this triangle right here is 6 feet times 0.5, okay? Go ahead and put that in your calculator, and you should get an area of 102, okay? Now, let's find the area of the rectangle here, and I'm going to do it right underneath this. So area equals base times height, and so area equals, the base is 34, and the height is 18. So 34 times 18 is going to give us an area of 612 square feet. Now, let's add these two together, okay? So 612 plus 102, and that's going to give us 714. So this right here is the area of the entire front of the house. But now we need to calculate these windows and the doors, and we need to subtract it from that. Okay, but it shouldn't be too bad because the dimensions are pretty much there. So let's do the door first, okay? So that's a rectangle. So area equals base times height. Area equals, it has a base of 4 and a height of 7. So area equals 28. And I'm going to box this in red so I remember that's the number I need to subtract. Okay, so we've done the door. Now this window has dimensions of 6 and 4.5, and again 6 and 4.5. So I can just calculate one of these windows and multiply it times 2. So area equals base times height. Area equals, it has a base of 6 and a height of 4.5. So 6 times 4.5 is going to be 27. So area equals 27. And I'm going to write it twice so that I remember. And I'm going to box it twice so that I remember to subtract it twice. Okay? Now the only thing I have left is this little window up here. And it's a triangle, and it has a base of 8 and a height of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and solve that. Area equals base times height times 0.5. Area equals, the base was 8, the height was 3, times 0.5. And when you put all that in your calculator, you're going to get an area of 12 feet squared. Okay? Now, we have to do some subtraction. So we started off with 714. And we're going to subtract 28. We're going to subtract 27. We're going to subtract another 27. And we're going to subtract another 12. So go ahead and do 714 minus 28, and then whatever you get minus 27, whatever you get from that minus another 27, and then whatever you get from that another minus 12. And you're going to end up with 620 feet to the second power is the area that you need to paint. Alright, this was a pretty short lesson, but that is the end. Remember to go back and rewind. Always show your work, always write the formula, and ask me any questions you have.